I get so many questions on how to sync up your shorts and reels strategy to your long form content or your live video strategy. And it's a really great question because, if you're anything like me where you want to be strategic with your time and energy, it means that you essentially want the longer form content you're creating or your live videos to be able to also serve as short form content or reels. And that's what I'm going to show you today is essentially how to plan your lives or your long form content so that you're able to either right off the bat create short form or reels or clip from the content that you have just created. So I'm going to go through everything from, the planning process of planning that original live or long form content, the recording process, finding clips, and then editing options. So we're going to go through all of that today. I'm going to show you some great examples. If you don't know who I am, my name is Alex Carmelli. I'm a video strategist. I live here in Austin, Texas with my husband, our 2 dogs, and we have a baby as well. And with all that being said, right, that means I got to have time. There's a lot going on in my life. And this is the strategy that I personally use to make sure that I am able to do it all video wise and get the most bang for my buck with my content. So let's start with the planning process. So this is where we're going to really be able to determine whether or not you are going to be able to get these reels or their short form content, because sometimes you'll plan your script and you're not doing a very good job with that aspect. So the first thing is we want to make sure that we create a chunkable topic, meaning that it is a topic that we are going to be able to very easily know where to pull clips from and approximately where we want to get those from. And it means that we need to have enough substance in the script. We're not just like rapid firing. So let me give you an example. So I put together this like little example script. I'm going to make it even bigger. This is a template from my $9 a month Video Skills Up membership. This is the template that I give to my students who are trying to script like teaching videos, spotlight videos that also, show off their authority, but also sell their offers. And there are 7 parts to the script. There's the hook, which is inviting people in, the crazy not to state promise, which is in one sentence telling people, here's what you're going to learn if you stick around to the end. Authority builder, which is a brief intro to you. The call to action, what do you want them to do after the video? Some sort of engaging question, a segue into the next steps, and then the actual content that you are teaching. And then, finishing off with another call for engagement or call to action. This is what we use every time, so we're not reinventing the wheel. So, earlier I said we want to create a chunkable topic. That means we need a topic with enough substance, enough meat to create multiple reels. And in this example, I made up an example of a strength coach who is going to talk about 3 tips to get you fired up to hit the gym after a long day. Right. And so these 3 tips, essentially, we're going to have down here in the content anchor section, we have tip 1, keep your bigger vision goals top of mind, talk to future you, and expect things to suck or expect it to suck. And we'll go into that a little bit more in a sec. But essentially what we can expect is at the very least, we know we're going to have 3 shorts or reels because we have these 3 different content anchors. So in our brains, we're like, okay, we're already kind of sectioning it off. And that's what we want to be really clear about versus if you go into a live or long form content and you don't have this level of detail planned and you don't know exactly what you're going to talk about. Sure, like there might be moments of genius you're going to be able to listen for or clip if you go back and use it for short forms or reels. But it's much easier if you use this and kind of pre-plan some of this stuff. So that's the first thing. And like I said earlier, we want to have enough meat or substance. So sometimes during people's video content, I will see them just kind of say whatever it is they have to say, like make the main point, but they don't elaborate. So for example, if I'm giving you tips to get motivated to go to the gym and I say, keep your bigger vision or goals top of mind, I could just say that. But I want to say more because it's not anything groundbreaking, but what is going to be more interesting and compelling is how I learned that to be true, right? Or, how I use that every single day, or how I'm helping with my clients with that. So maybe I tell a personal story about the most difficult time I had going to the gym postpartum and what I did to make sure my bigger vision or goals were top of mind. And I plan to talk about it for, 2 or 3 minutes, tell a story that's 2, maybe 3 minutes long. Again, because we're thinking about clipping for short form content. Okay. So I gave that example. So that's what kind of the planning looks like. We want to use that template. We want to be intentional about the amount of things. We want to give enough meat, and be intentional about that whole process. After that, we have the recording phase of this, right? So we just planned out the script. The recording part is where we're like, okay, how do we want to get these short form or reels recorded? So my favorite and my preference is to just use the live. So I like to go live just like this. And I like to basically make sure that I go in with the intention of being like, okay, I am going to, cut this up, chop this up, and use it again, right? And I say just use the live, but it also could be like if you decide to record the video as well. That is one option. The other option is to record the content anchors as practice or after you do the long form content or the live, because it's already fresh. So for example, if I was like, okay, I want to practice this before this live to make sure I've got everything down, I could, pull up my phone or get on my laptop and basically just record content anchor 1 and just record content anchor 2 and just do them as separate videos and then do them as practice. So I could do that. I could do it before, I could do it after when it's fresh. It doesn't really matter. And there are times where I have done that and I think that it's worked really well for me. And a good example of this is this video here. So this was a short that I recorded all about, should you create video even if you don't have an audience or an offer ready yet? And this was just a quick, how long is it? It's 1 minute and 50 seconds. And this was just me basically talking and sharing the main point of the video. It was one of the content anchors and that I went and recorded. So you can think of it as like a little warm up as well. Okay. So far we've talked about planning, what that whole process looks like. We've talked about what recording can look like. If you are planning to either use the live or whatever pre-recorded long form content you have, like a long form piece of content, you are able to go through and find clips, right? So either you or if you have a virtual assistant, like this is a great task for them to do, is basically go through and clip the best moments from the video, usually 1 to 3 minutes long. And the reason I say someone else, because sometimes you might think something is hitting really well, but someone else hears it slightly differently or thinks other moments are better than they are, or thinks other moments are better than you think they are. You don't realize how good they are is a better way to phrase that. But the tool that I'm loving lately for this, and I'm still like playing around with it because it's not perfect, but I use StreamYard to go live and to pre-record my videos. And I'll show you an example. This is my StreamYard account. And this is a live that I did last week. It's 3 mistakes people make in the first 30 seconds of their live video content. And what I'm basically able to do is I am able to hit generate clips here, and it will go through this 13-minute and 10-second video, and it will generate the clips, and it will put captions for me. And I'm able to, you can see here down here, I generated 8 clips. And maybe I'll show you one of them. And it can go through and basically, like I said, it'll just show me on the screen and it'll have the text there, and I'm able to adjust it if I want. So I can go through, and I can change the the colors on here. I can add things. They have like the transcript on the side here. StreamYard has been, I think this is one of the additions I'm really loving about StreamYard. You can change the font size here. If I want to shift the clip as well, like I can do that here as well. So it just saves a lot of time. And this is definitely a feature that I'm making use of more and more because I'm already paying for it. So I'm like, I might as well be using this much more than I already am. Like, it doesn't take that much time for me to just download these and put them up. So this is what I love if you want a faster option. And I do have an affiliate link for StreamYard. It should be on this video. You can try it for 14 days, but I love it for so many reasons. You can stream to multiple platforms. I do all my video recordings, course recordings on it, interviews on it. It's like the tool I've been using for like years, probably since 2020. Yeah, since 2020. So, wow, feels like a long time, like 6+ years. So, okay. So far we've talked about planning, we've talked about recording, we've talked about finding clips. And the last piece I just want to mention is like the editing side of things. When you're pulling these clips, like let's say you go through a piece of long form content and you have 3 clips, you could literally just put them up as you are and do no editing and like have it just be standalone and have it be good in itself. For accessibility reasons and because people don't always listen with sound, I really like to add captions at the very least. This is very fast for me now because StreamYard literally does it for me. So it takes me no extra time. So it would literally just be stupid for me not to have captions now. But, add captions and then your video can look something like this, where, you can have those showing up on the screen. You can add emojis if you want. You don't have to. You could just keep it simple, like how it is in StreamYard. And then the last option, which if you really like to edit or you have someone on your team that can edit, this is where maybe you're like, okay, I do want to add B-roll or, I'm definitely going to have captions or like some type of effects, like something that's a little bit more. But honestly, I think you could keep it really simple and just have the captions and be good to go. All right. So let me know if you have any questions on today's training. I hope this really gives you some inspiration on like you don't have to create your shorts and reels from scratch. At the very least, even if you want to record them separately from your live or from your long form pre-recorded stuff, you are able to just utilize what you have created in that script in the first place if you're creating that script really strategically. So I hope it gives you that inspiration and some direction on that. Let me know what your biggest learning was watching this video. And if you do want me to help you with your video strategy, you have 2 options. You can join the Video Skills Lab for $9 a month, where I give you scripting templates and Zoom coaching calls and a library of trainings and script reviews for $9. It's a crazy deal. But I'm also right now, I'm recording this March 27th of 2026, but I'm going to be running a live show bootcamp, which is free. And I'll put the link. We'll put the link in the comments as well. But essentially it is 4 days of teaching you how to build an incredible live video strategy. We're going to talk about planning, scripting, launching, and we're also going to have a day talking all about AI as well. All right, so that's it for today. Let me know if you're here live or watch the replay, and I will see you real soon.